Hey guys, alright, so here's what we're doing today. It has been heat indexes over 100 degrees, not really wanting to get out and do anything. You kind of want to stay contained in an AC. I'm a creature of comfort, just like you are. So today we've had, or last night we had some rain. It's kind of cooled off a little bit. We're still in the dog days of summer. But I'm thinking, okay, let's go. It's a little cooler today. Let's do a little low impact scouting. And as you can see, I'm standing in a little creek bottom, branch bottom that is dried up. We're going to walk up this, and of course on these big parcels of land, timber companies own these. They come in and they cut the timber that they can cut, and they have done that. But in these bottoms, they're not allowed to come up and cut next to these waterways. And so, of course, what's in these waterways? Hardwoods. So we're going to go up and look. We're going to scout this. We're going to scout this creek bottom. We're going to see if we can find any tracks crossing, and we're going to look for food trees. Food trees will be red oaks, white oaks, honeysuckle, anything that would feed these deer for the first of bow season. So come on, let's walk up this creek bottom and see what we can see. And this bank is completely worn out, going right up to the top of the hill, out to the clear cut. And guys, I can tell you that down in this creek bottom, it is much cooler than up in these clear cuts in that sun. And this is where the deer are going to be bedded and focused in the summer. When you're stepping over and looking through stuff like this right here around the stuff, always be mindful of Jake the snake. Okay, I see another trail we need to key on. It'll look right in front of us, coming out of a clear cut. And if you'll get down into these bottoms, you see this trail's going right up that hill right there, right over into the clear cut. Excellent place. And if you'll look, we've got several trees that we can hunt from, hang sets in. We can even do some observation hunts in here. Okay, there's one thing I want to show you, point out to you, and this is just indicative of the situation that I'm in now, but you could come across something like this. We're in a creek bottom, it could be a river bottom. Timber company, they have clear cut both sides of this little creek or canal. Look behind me. It's grown up, it's got a year's growth on it. Perfect bedding area for whitetail. And I'm not a bedding man, but if I had to bet, I would say that as I'm talking to you, there's deer in this area that are literally hearing me right now. But they're not going to move. Nobody's been in here. This is a low pressure scouting trip. I'm not in their bedding area. I'm just going to walk the edge, find out where the population of deer is. I'm going to look for my white oak trees. I'm going to look for my red oak trees. I'm going to look for my bullish vines. I'm going to look for honeysuckle. And then of course, browse. There's browse everywhere. So those are key things you want to look for. Now when you get into the browse areas, of course, I'm not going to walk out here again. But you look for things that are nipped off or snapped off. That will be the deer browse. This is a key area that we're going to focus on. But now we got to go find some major trees, white oak trees, that are going to produce in this area. you get to a place that has a fresh, clear cut, there's not that much cover, you always want to focus on funnel areas, creek bottoms. These deer want to be hid as they travel. So another key factor, another thing to look for, is look for your funnel areas. Okay, if you remember what I told you at the first of this video, we had a tremendous thunderstorm last night. And how do I know this is active? A lot of old tracks, but look. So what we've run into. So just this morning, after the thunderstorm quit, probably 3 o'clock this morning, we've had deer in here, and this is some pretty good tracks. And you can see where they've gone right up this bank, right into the old clear cut, which is probably where they're bedded now. And of course, yes, their patterns are going to change. They're in a summer pattern right now with scufflings, with the honeysuckle, with the green browse. But we hope that some of this fruit that they're searching now is going to be left the first couple, 3 weeks of bow season. That way we can come in and focus on these areas with our setups, putting tree stands up, and we'll do some observation scouting from a distance with a spotting scope before we move into these areas. But if you'll look behind me, you see the trail behind me? So these deer are just funneling through this area. We're not going through the bedding areas. We're actually going down a creek bottom. Now, it's supposed to rain this afternoon, so there's another strategic thing that you might want to think about. When you go to scout these places, you're going to leave scent. You are human. You stink. They smell you. Stay in these bottoms. Stay in these waterways. If there's water there, you're golden. If there's not water there, today when it rains, and it's supposed to rain this afternoon again, today when it rains, it will wash my scent out of here, and the deer will not be alarmed. You start pressuring these deer, you're not going to have a good season. Okay, I just walked up on this. There's another trail up the bank going out into the bedding area. As you'll see, they've torn the dirt up. You can see fresh tracks in the sand. And they're going right across and up this other bank. You can see where they've dug in going up. This is all fresh. These crossings could be beneficial. We could set up in any of these trees on this creek bank that the timber company left, and we can see all these deer. Okay, as I'm walking along, I found something else. Right here on the ground, there is persimmons. They've all fallen. They've been in the water, and obviously that is why the deer hasn't found them. So I would key on this area. There's persimmons. That's one thing I didn't mention. Persimmons are going to produce summer, end of summer. You need to be looking for those. Now here's the key. If they're still producing persimmons in bow season, it's a great stand location. Most of the times here in the south, these trees, they're going to drop their fruit before bow season ever comes in. So this could be an observation stand. This could be a great place to put a camera, because most of your deer, this is like candy to a kid right here. They're wanting these persimmons. Keep an eye out for the food. Guys, you never know what you're going to come up on. This place that I am currently scouting is brand new to me. Never been here. Well, how do you learn something like this? You have to get out. You have to walk. if you do this when hunting season comes in, you're way behind the 8-ball or the curve ball. Let me show you. I'm going to turn this thing around. I'm just going to turn around. I want you to look at what I found that I had no idea was here. So what you're seeing behind me, I researched this a little bit. This used to be an old railroad track. These are the pipes that was put up under the railroad track. I have no idea how long these have been here, but it's just neat to see history like this, and I always wonder who did it, how long ago was it done. Just amazing to me to see what you can find outdoors if you just walk. Just get out from the hustle and bustle and walk. Alright guys, can you see it? That's the old railroad bed. See behind me? White oak tree. As I'm walking back to my vehicle, I walked into this open area, and I'm going to show you. And I have counted at least 8 white oak trees in this opening. Now here's the deal. One may not produce, and I wouldn't bet my farm on one producing and putting a tree stand over it. But when you have 8, one of them is going to produce. Be looking for that. If you get multiple white oak trees, multiple seed trees in your area, you might want to key in on that. Okay guys, back at the truck. This is not rain. It's soaking wet with sweat. It is 92. The sun has just gone back in. It's been pretty hot. But listen, here is you can do one or two things in deer season, is deer hunting. You can scout and plan your hunts according to deer movement and food, or you can just go in the woods, set up, and wish for the best. And I don't like the second option. I like to plan it. I like to know where the deer are, what they're eating, how they're moving, why are they getting to the places that they're going. But without scouting like this, putting trail cameras out, you can narrow down those hunting points that where you can be successful. So get out. Get out of the noise and the hustle and bustle of this world. Get out in nature. Just walk around. It's so relaxing. And then on top of that, if you're a deer hunter, go out. Find these places and be successful this coming deer season. I'll see you later. God bless you. This is Boone.